You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
By now, the child star playbook is a tired cliche, thrown into stardom before they've fully matured, emotionally frozen at that moment in time, and then watched as their coming-of-age spirals into alcoholism, drug addiction, and mental health struggles, sometimes leading to their death and other times to a difficult public comeback. Justin Bieber, who broke all previous records by the age of 15, seems like one of those never-ending internet cliffhangers. The celebrity who, in spite of his accolades, ended up appearing frail and incredibly lonely in front of the spotlight. The world keeps scrolling, waiting to see if he will crash or claw his way back, while he seemed to get farther away every year, uncertain of whom to trust or where to turn.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second.
I'm a human being. You're standing around my car at the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you? You're gonna take this video out of context. You're gonna say I'm mad. I don't know who the paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one, okay? Stop provoking me and I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
Justin's recent comeback to the spotlight has fans wondering once more if that polished family image is merely a filter over a storm that is subtly building behind the scenes, just when it seemed that settling down with a wife and a picture-perfect home might anchor him. By now, you already know the origin story. A kid with raw golden pipes uploading covers and hitting every talent show he could find. Before fame sank its claws in, Justin was all drive and sparkle, just a teenager with a guitar, chasing a dream that would soon become bigger and darker than he ever imagined. Then came the moment that flipped his life upside down, for better and worse, when Scooter Braun spotted him and knew instantly he'd struck gold. From that point on, Justin wasn't just a kid with a voice. He was a product in the making, destined for superstardom, and the countdown to everything that would come with it had already. Not long after taking him under his wing, Scooter plugged Justin straight into the industry's inner circle, pairing him with hitmakers and giving him a guide in Usher. Himself a former teen prodigy who knew exactly how heavy that spotlight could get.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's gonna be big, ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right, so look out, we're coming.
Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers.
With the machine finally in motion, Justin launched his historic takeover of the charts, becoming the first artist ever to land every track from his debut on the Billboard Hot 100. But superstardom came with a dark flip side. Overnight, the fresh-faced kid was branded a villain by rock purists and mocked as the poster child for everything supposedly wrong with pop music.
So you listen to a lot of Justin Bieber? Is that, are we gonna, Justin Bieber?
Who the f*** is Justin Bieber?
Good. I like that answer, that's perfect.
Are you gonna give me 1 f***ing minute? You gotta be f***ing kidding me! You f***ing kidding me! What the f***? I'm not f***ing Justin Bieber, you motherfuckers!
Looking back, Justin hasn't exactly been nostalgic about his early hits either. Even though Baby once ruled YouTube and gave him his very first #1, it's a song he admits he doesn't remember with much affection. More like a reminder of how trapped he felt in a version of himself the world created.
The record, Baby. Take me in the studio.
I remember hearing the song at first and not... I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll just say not being super in love with the song. It was just a reference, and I remember Scooter saying to me, you gotta get over the reference. But when I got my voice on it, I immediately was just like, this is such a special record.
For Justin, that blinding spotlight and the nitpicking that came with it eventually became the air he breathed. But behind the teasing and the memes was something far heavier, the kind of pressure that leaves a mark you don't see until years later. To millions of teenage girls, Bieber was the dream boy taped to their walls. Even Haley, the woman who'd one day marry him, once stood in those lines just to catch a glimpse. And while it made sense for fans his age to imagine themselves in the love songs, the real fixation wasn't coming from them. From the start, the media and even fellow celebrities often crossed the line, treating a kid as if he were already grown, with early interviews showing just how often Justin was pushed into being sexualized before he was anywhere near ready. And moments like Jenny McCarthy's wildly inappropriate antics weren't treated as the red flags they should have been. Instead, the industry shrugged them off, turning serious boundary crossing into punchlines as if that kind of behavior was just part of the job.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt.
I saw that you totally, it was like a full-on almost makeout session.
A little cougar scary.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again, and kind of molested him.
And even when it wasn't big-name stars crossing the line, the way people brushed off Justin's vulnerability opened the door for reporters to push past basic respect too. Interviews that should have been safe often turned into invasions, with no one around him willing to say enough was enough.
My parents never gave me this talk.
Okay.
So why don't you give me this talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Why do you want to know this talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird.
You say hi to your fans, though? I don't want you to do that. Huh? All right. Hey, I got Justin Bieber here at the Swami, though. Right here in my hood, homie. MS gang. Nice seeing you, bro. I just saw Bieber. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's Justin Bieber for you guys. He's in Hollywood. But the worst part of it, too.
Growing up in the spotlight meant that Justin was frequently surrounded by much older, powerful people, even though many others helped to create an unhealthy environment for him. He may be exposed in ways that most teenagers never encounter because of those relationships, which are typical for young performers in the industry and could conflate the roles of mentor and control.
Starting from a young age, my parents split, as, a lot of parents do, and my dad abandoned us, moved, 10 hours away, and then started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5 up until I was about 10 years old, and there was multiple abusers, and then had really unhealthy relationships and ended up getting into drugs and alcohol into teen years and had an attempted suicide at 17.
Wow. I have friends, I've never seen them naked like that. And they don't bring me to Bora Bora.
Stop, you're making me blush, dude.
Even though all of these individuals were complicit and contributed to Justin's trauma, being in the spotlight at such a young age exposed him to people who were being accused of horrible crimes. The most important of these is Diddy, whom Justin spent a lot of time with when he was younger, and who even briefly served as his guardian.
He's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy. What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart.
And whatever happened after that period of time spent together, Justin had looked on edge around him ever since.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Still, he remained in his circle, even seen getting drunk at his parties.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now.
Signing the bad boy. Announcement.
Here's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. It's called Don't Ever Play Yourself.
And Justin had always been on edge around him, regardless of what transpired after their time together. You're beginning to behave differently? But what once looked like harmless fun at exclusive parties now feels like it may have been a way to numb everything he'd witnessed and carried. For all his invincibility on the charts, life behind the curtain was an exhausting effort to drown out inner noise and unhealed wounds by any means he could find. From the start, selling Justin as a squeaky clean kid from Ontario was part of the marketing package. But, like so many child stars before him, that image couldn't hold forever. So when photos of him smoking joints hit the internet in 2013 and shocked everyone, they only peeled back a layer on habits that had begun long before the public ever caught on.
First time I smoked weed was in my backyard here. Got super stoned, and then I realized I liked weed a lot. That's when my desire to smoke weed started, and then I started smoking weed for a while. And then started getting really dependent on it, and that's when I realized that I had to stop. I don't think it's bad, I just think for me it can be a dependency. But yeah, first time I smoked weed, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 13, 12 or 13.
Here's my question. Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans.
From that point forward, the story around Bieber flipped on its head, and headlines about his music started competing with stories of run-ins with the law, the most infamous being a jaw-dropping DUI in Miami. Suddenly, Pop's golden boy wasn't just topping charts, he was standing in court, the whole world watching as his once spotless image unraveled.
Mr. Bieber, you are charged with the following: DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license.
From the start, Bieber pushed back on the idea that the Miami arrest reflected who he really was, later telling Complex that he hadn't been drinking heavily, maybe just a beer earlier in the day. Still, it was clear his world had expanded far beyond bubblegum pop. As he moved into hip-hop circles, stories swirled about him experimenting with the same syrupy cocktails that were glamorized in parts of the rap scene, the kind of risky habits that had already claimed other young artists. Rumors even linked him to controversies over popular brands of the drink, with names like Sean Kingston and 2 Chainz popping up in fan chatter. But the bigger picture was how easily a teen idol could get swept into a lifestyle built for adults, not someone barely out of high school.
Bieber get you into lean, or did you get Bieber into lean?
Shit, I don't even know. I don't even know how he got into it. Shit.
How was it sipping with him though? That must have been fun.
Man, that was legendary. That was legendary for sure. But I was just like, damn, Bieber, you messed up activist. Like,
right.
I love you.
So you're on board with that theory that he's the one who got it banned?
I think so.
Oh my god, it's official now.
But to be fair, he was fortunate that the culture didn't completely turn its back on him after 2014, when old footage surfaced of him singing a blatantly racist twist on one of his own tracks. A moment that could have ended his career if people hadn't been willing to see him grow past it.
One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less nigga. If I you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less lonely nigga.
But even as that controversy faded from memory, his battles with substances cast a longer shadow. Before long, paparazzi shots showed him wandering through rougher parts of town, sparking speculation that he was chasing more than just a late-night thrill.
Hey, can you just say hi to your fans, though? I don't want you to do that. No? All right. Hey, I got Justin Bieber here at the Swami, though. Right here in my hood, homie. MS gang. Nice seeing you, bro. Have a good one, G. That's Justin Bieber for you guys. He's in Hollywood. The worst part of it, too. That's really Bieber. Hey, Bieber! I f*** with you. Nah, not really, homie, but you famous.
It's always painful to watch a star lose their footing, but what makes Justin's story even heavier is how history seemed to echo through his own family. The same kinds of struggles had haunted his mom long before fame was even on the horizon, and after her son rocketed to stardom, she opened up about masking her own pain, recalling moments when hope felt out of reach and how, despite pressure from those around her to end her pregnancy, she refused to let go of the life she was carrying.
Drinking a lot and doing a lot of, smoking a lot of pot and doing LSD, actually. And it just got out of control.
Was this a way of kind of just quieting all of these emotions that were just raging through you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely self-medicating. Yeah. You know, the drugs and everything just sort of numbed my pain.
But despite his best efforts, Justin couldn't help but to follow in his mother's footsteps as he progressed into adulthood. In the background of all this was Selena Gomez, the woman he had been on and off with for 8 years.
Justin, are you going to propose to Selena Gomez? You guys make a really good couple. I see that smile.
There are certain boundaries that I need to set for myself, and I respect and adore so many people, but I gotta do what's best. I wasn't necessarily happy that I made, but I think that I've done my best, at least. I tried to.
Everyone seemed to root for the fairy tale between two former child stars. In a since-deleted 2011 tweet, Hailey, long before she became Mrs. Bieber, gushed that Justin and Selena were the definition of a teenage dream. But over time, cracks began to show. Justin later admitted he'd been reckless, and gossip swirled about hookups and betrayals, with rumors tying him to Hailey even during his years with Selena and whispers of other flings from early on. Through it all, Gomez stood by him. "I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. I'm happy when he's happy." She proved it, weathering every scandal, from his first scuffle with paparazzi in 2012 to boos at the 2013 Billboard Music Awards, even sticking close when tabloids claimed he'd been spotted leaving a brothel in Rio. But stability was rare. When stuff would happen, I would lose my freaking mind and she would lose hers, and we'd fight so hard because we were so invested, Justin admitted, reflecting that love isn't a movie fairy tale, but a choice you have to make. In later interviews, Selena revealed just how damaging things had become, calling the relationship emotionally abusive and saying in 2020 that breaking up was the best thing that ever happened to me. The polished Justin seen on magazine covers was a far cry from the man behind closed doors. In a raw 2019 Instagram post, he confessed he'd been unprepared for adulthood, which led to reckless choices and hurtful patterns. He told fans it took years to repair relationships and unlearn toxic habits, admitting he'd felt like the most ridiculed, judged, and hated person in the world, rich but lacking real-world tools to cope. At one point, he even shared that he'd wrestled with thoughts of ending his own life.
There was times where I was really, I just would encourage people like, hey, if you're feeling lonely, talk about it. Say it out loud. There's a freedom in that. I could have avoided a lot of pain.
In essence, Justin's world split in two. On one side, he was dominating the charts, every release rocketing straight to #1. On the other, his dependence on substances had grown so consuming that they were reportedly the first thing on his mind each morning, shadowing every success with a quiet, dangerous pull.
Bro, I was like dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day.
But over time, he began to climb out of the darkness, and as Hailey stepped into his life, she became a steady presence, drawing on her own experience watching her father wrestle with addiction. She spoke about coming into the picture just as Justin was fighting to leave substances behind for good, determined to help him stay the course toward something healthier.
Justin and I were never really in each other's lives until he chose to get sober and was trying to come off of the drugs, almost kind of himself.
At this point, Justin finally seemed ready to face his demons. He entered treatment for depression and, in 2019, stepped back from music to figure out who he really was beyond the fame. In a candid statement, he admitted, "I was real at first, and then I was manufactured as slowly they just took more and more control. I started really feeling myself too much. People love me. I'm the kintu." That's honestly what I thought. I got very arrogant and cocky. I was wearing sunglasses inside. I've been successful since I was 13, so I didn't really have a chance to find who I was apart from what I did. I just needed some time to evaluate myself, who I am, what I want out of my life, my relationships, who I want to be. Stuff that when you're so immersed in the music business, you kind of lose sight of. But while he once believed life with Hailey would be the golden ticket to happiness, their relationship has had its own bumps, with clips surfacing over the years showing tense moments and Justin at times seeming to brush her off without a thought.
Does this look like a playground to you? This is a studio workplace, and you're disrupting me.
That is not cool.
I remember calling my parents when we decided to get married, and I said, this is the time I need you to stop me from doing something crazy.
She has no idea what she's talking about, ever. Ever. She's clueless. I just listen to her because she's my wife.
And even when Haley has tried to raise concerns about parts of their marriage, Justin has often seemed to shut down, brushing off her critiques instead of meeting them head on.
You're just honest, babe. I can't, don't touch me right now. Like, not right now, but I'm just saying.
I thought you were being serious.
No, just in general.
It sucks that the tour was
She was asking me. Huh?
And even when she questioned aspects of their marriage, he basically shuts down her critiques.
What I don't like about being married is that you are a little bit messy sometimes, and
Oh my god. That's not true. Look at this room and let's really look at whose stuff is in this room. It's all your stuff, your makeup, your Adidas stuff, your
That's yours.
They're asking me because it's my Lyme disease. It's not your Lyme disease. Are you worried about my Lyme disease? If I was scared about the Lyme disease because I'm the one that has it.
Right, but I didn't say that. I just was saying that you were taking all the necessary.
Listen to me, woman. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
If you weren't so hot, I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
To make matters worse, he rarely seemed to give Haley the credit she deserved for standing by him through his health battles, leaving the impression that her support went largely unacknowledged. Given everything, it's not shocking that many believe no partner can fix Justin. The real work has to come from inside. At this point, it doesn't seem like he needs Selena or Haley as much as he needs steady therapy and space to untangle who he is. Some even argue that trying to pour himself into relationships has only complicated things further. In a 2022 chat with Ebro Darden, Justin admitted he was a wreck in the aftermath of marrying Haley, proof that love alone couldn't heal the deeper wounds he'd been carrying for years.
Remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all my problems. Wow. And it didn't. It's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were. That's just a result of trauma and life circumstances.
He's not very involved, to be honest. I think he trusts my vision.
And while Justin once seemed to believe Haley was the answer to his struggles, signs suggested he was still wrestling with his own demons even beside her, like when he showed up looking thin and unsteady at her 2023 makeup launch. As Haley began carving out her own identity beyond being Mrs. Bieber, Justin often managed to pull focus, even chiming in on her milestone Vogue feature with a clumsy confession about an old fight where he'd once doubted she'd ever land a cover, an awkward attempt at humor that only highlighted their uneven dynamic. Despite these public flare-ups, many say Haley has stepped into a guiding role, balancing her skincare empire with helping manage Justin's career and offering calm when he's visibly anxious, sometimes even shielding him in tense moments. She's taken the reins on negotiations and appearances, trying to keep him grounded as the outside world keeps testing his resolve. Recently, reports about troubling accusations against figures from his past have shaken him deeply, reopening old wounds from the years when he was still forming who he'd become. He's reportedly withdrawn since news of legal raids tied to people once in his orbit, struggling to process how those connections fit into the life he's built now. To make things even worse, his pain ended up being reduced to a punchline, with his name tossed around online as shorthand for the darker side of Hollywood, while a high-profile trial involving others grabbed headlines, turning what had been real struggles for him into just another meme.
Daily Mail says that he's very upset over it and that he's having a hard time registering it, and he's kind of shut down when it comes to the topic.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now.
Signing the bad boy.
Here's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now.
It looks like Diddy is asking him if he has a wire. Justin says no. Then Diddy checks to see if he has a wire. Yo, this is some sick shit, man.
It's got to sting. Being linked, even in passing, to awful things done by others when all he ever wanted was to share his music with the world. The scars from his early years and whatever went on behind closed doors still seem to follow him, shaping how he sees fame. That's why, when he spoke about younger artists, like longtime fan Billie Eilish, he looked close to tears, reflecting on his own past as he warned about how easily child stars can lose themselves in an industry that doesn't always protect them.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second. It's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. If she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Faced with having to relive some of the most painful chapters of his life while the public speculates about what he went through, it's no wonder the resurfacing of old wounds hasn't eased his struggles. Lately, clips have shown him looking as drained as he did back in 2015, when his battles were at their worst, suggesting that the weight of it all still lingers just beneath the surface.
Like a fly guy. I fly high like a magpie. I go high like I'm that guy.
Most notably, his trip to Coachella this year had people seriously concerned for his well-being.
Most notably, his appearance at Coachella this year left fans genuinely worried about his well-being, with many pointing out how fragile and exhausted he seemed despite the festival's carefree vibe. Nevertheless, Justin has denied any relapse, and those close to him have insisted that he is focused on growing and cutting off friendships and business relationships that no longer benefit him. Even though his PR team's composed remarks run counter to the anxious discussions taking place online, they characterize the past year as transformative.
Since the deal, Bieber's public appearances have grown increasingly concerning. Paparazzi footage shows him visibly uncomfortable.
Fans and onlookers alike claim they've seen this story before and are desperate for a different conclusion as videos of him appearing frail continue to feed rumors. One commenter expressed the worry of thousands of people who grew up watching him and don't want to see him fail, saying, "I'm not even a fan, but anyone can see this man needs help." In a March 13th Instagram story, Justin appeared to allude to that inner turmoil by admitting that he frequently feels guilty about his past transgressions, unworthy and like a fraud. He reminded followers that he is merely a fallible human trying to make sense of things by sharing, "I definitely feel unequipped and unqualified most days." Now that he and Hailey have a new baby, his public appearances and Instagram posts reveal that he is still trying to find balance. He occasionally snaps at photographers or shares candid, unsettling glimpses of his true mental state.
Money, 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 money. Money, get out of here, bro. Money. All you want, don't care about you. All you want is money. Go. Get out of here. All you guys want is money.
Despite all of that, he is merely attempting to maintain some privacy and a sense of normalcy in a world where those things are practically impossible. Every time he reacts, however, those moments are captured on camera, circulated, and made into viral content, which only serves to confirm the public's belief that he is losing his mind.
How you doing, Justin?
What's up? Don't get in front of my car.
Hey, back up. Private property. Doesn't matter.
How do you think it's going with you in my f***ing face? Get out of my face.
You are not on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk.
Stop asking me how it's going. Get out of here.
Get on the sidewalk.
You're not afraid to be deported. Justin, you're not afraid to be deported. Set boundaries. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to set boundaries. Don't do this. You're not afraid to be deported. I'm setting boundaries with you because you're on private property.
Get off.
I'm a father of a real kid.
I understand.
Exactly.
On the sidewalk.
Now you are. Don't act like you weren't 2 seconds ago.
Have Father's
No,
Day.
stop
Have
that.
Father's Day.
Stop. I'm a real dad. with a real family. And you're really in front of my face. No. No. We're gonna set boundaries here today with all of you today.
He released his new album Swag in the midst of all the turmoil, and it has received overwhelmingly positive reviews from critics. Even so, the rollout seems disorganized, with Justin making headlines for his unusual antics and openly pressuring friends like Madison Beer to promote the songs. He made a joke that conflates humor and obsession. It's diabolical that you didn't use a song from the new record for this slide. With 163,000 album equivalent units, 198 million on-demand streams, and 6,000 pure sales in his most recent career streaming week, Swag continues to be one of the few teen stars who has maintained enormous popularity in spite of everything. However, as his admirers are already aware, his deeper struggles cannot be erased by fame or wealth. Everyone is reminded that being successful on the charts does not equate to mental peace by the ongoing surfacing of trauma, inner demons, and past addictions.
Justin, have you talked to your friend Kanye? Is he doing okay?
Kanye West appears to have formally joined Team Selena. Although this is not the first time Kanye has publicly criticized Hailey Bieber, he is exposing her for lying about her past. After Ye revealed and criticized Hailey on Instagram regarding her plastic surgery and previous relationship with Kanye's rival Drake, Justin Bieber reportedly severed his friendship with Kanye.
That's right. The rapper continues to throw shade at just about any and every celebrity who publicly calls him out. The latest being Hailey Bieber.
Now, there are rumors that Ye never trusted Hailey and always believed she was too phony, fame-obsessed, and only using Justin Bieber. What specifically did Kanye say about Hailey this time, and does this imply that Kanye is siding with Selena Gomez in the current drama between the two of them?
Hey Hailey, has Kanye reached out to you guys? Do you think the relationship is salvageable?
Kanye West suddenly entered the conversation just when we all thought the drama surrounding Hailey Bieber's mean girl reputation was over. A few months ago, Hailey's husband, Justin Bieber, allegedly severed his relationship with Kanye after he first dragged her on Instagram. Kanye is still criticizing Hailey, though, and according to sources, he backs Selena in the ongoing online drama because he believes Hailey is dishonest, unreliable, and resembles the Kardashian-Jenner women. In case you were unaware of Kanye's public conflict with Hailey Bieber, let's bring you up to speed. It all began in October 2022 when Kanye wore a White Lives Matter shirt to a Yeezy fashion show in Paris, which sparked criticism from fans and other celebrities. Vogue editor Gabriella Carefa Johnson was among those who chastised Kanye for wearing the shirt, calling him reckless. Kanye responded on Instagram by posting a screenshot of Gabriella's profile and making fun of her attire because he believed she was the one who had missed the point. Hailey Bieber took offense at this and posted a picture of Gabriella on her stories along with the caption, "My respect for you runs deep, my friend. It is an honor to work with you, and to know you is to adore you. The sweetest, most gifted, most entertaining, and most stylish." Kanye responded to Hailey's apparent attempt to gain influence by addressing him in an Instagram post saying, "You're all programmed sheep. Before I lose my temper, Justin, get your girl." Kanye didn't stop there. Later, he posted a picture of model Vinetria, his purported ex-girlfriend, with the caption, "Vinetria, you are the culture's favorite." They oppose putting unquestionably stunning black women on their legitimate throne. They want nose-job Hailey Baldloose and corny-ass Gigi Hadid to support a clear-cut non-fashion industry plant on the scale of Corey Gamble. Hailey was also made fun of by Kanye for her previous relationship with Drake. In the caption of a 2016 Entertainment Tonight article titled, "Getting Serious, Drake Wears H Necklace After Date Night," which he shared a screenshot of, Kanye again referred to Justin and implied that Justin had betrayed him. "Get your girl before I get mad," he wrote. "I take it you're supposed to be my friend? When the Kardashians abducted my children, you weren't present." Although Justin remained silent about Kanye dragging his wife, a close friend of Justin later told TMZ that Justin ended their friendship because Kanye had gone too far in his attack on Hailey. The insider claims that Justin and Hailey were harmed by Kanye's attacks, particularly since they had previously visited his ranch in Wyoming to show support for him following his public breakdown in 2020. Given that Hailey has consistently insisted she has never had facial plastic surgery, Kanye's reference to the rumored nose job also seems to have touched a sensitive spot. Hailey actually retaliated against an Instagram user who posted before and after pictures of her and stated that she had surgery back in May 2020. In addition, Hailey allegedly threatened to sue Dr. Daniel Barrett, a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, who speculated about Hailey's cosmetic procedures in a video that he shared on TikTok with the caption, "It is too late now to say sorry."
Okay, these are some photos that I found that are not edited. What do you guys think? This is her several years ago, and this is a more recent photo of her. Check it out. Pay special attention to the nose. What do you think? Well, I tell you what I think. I think it's physically impossible without getting a little bit of help from someone like myself to go from this picture to that picture, and I'll tell you why. Check out the position of the nose, the dorsum, how refined it is in 2016, and how much smaller the tip is from 2011 to 2016. That doesn't happen from puberty or growing. In addition to the rhinoplasty, I think she's had a couple other things done, listed above, but importantly and very noticeably, lip filler and a genioplasty, which is...
Hailey allegedly threatened to sue Dr. Barrett for using copyrighted lyrics from Justin's song Sorry in his video caption, as if the lyrics had never been used by millions of people on social media, according to E! News. Naturally, it was now clear that Hailey's threat against Dr. Barrett was actually a result of his discussion of her plastic surgery, which included the nose job. In a later statement, Dr. Barrett said that he wasn't attempting to embarrass Hailey for having plastic surgery, but he also said that celebrities who deny they had procedures done are fostering erroneous notions of what natural beauty looks like. I have many celebrity clients, but on the other hand, I don't think it's appropriate to bully individuals who are sharing their opinions on public photos, Dr. Barrett added, criticizing Hailey for her attempt to intimidate him. And this is just one of the numerous explanations for Kanye's alleged dislike of Hailey and his conviction that she was a cruel girl hiding behind her public persona. In addition, there are rumors that Kanye initially cut ties with the Biebers after Justin joined his megachurch, Church-Ohm, which is attended by celebrities. Many have speculated that Church-Ohm and Hillsong, Justin's former church, are nothing more than complex tax evasion schemes that target young, impressionable celebrities. Additionally, fans recently learned that Lou Taylor, Britney Spears' former business manager, co-founded Church-Ohm. Taylor allegedly persuaded Jamie, Britney's father, to place Britney under conservatorship in 2008. Church-Ohm asserts that there is no pressure on members of the congregation to make donations in a widely shared Twitter thread. Nonetheless, all members are required to donate 10% of their income to the church, which generated more than 90% of its $20 million in revenue in 2019. This money is tax-exempt and subject to very few oversights. Additionally, this Twitter account found that Lou Taylor is married to a pastor at Calvary Chapel, another church with a lengthy history of dubious covert financial dealings. It seems that these churches specifically targeted Britney's father and Justin's mother in an attempt to get access to their famous kids. If you're wondering how all of this relates to Kanye, it's because after he was recently placed on a Hollywood blacklist, several media outlets began to speculate about whether his ex-wife Kim Kardashian should place him under conservatorship. In support of celebrity conservatorships, Fortune.com even ran an article suggesting that Kim could serve as Kanye's conservator. It's interesting to note that this article was released soon after Kanye accused Harley Pasternak, his former personal trainer, of threatening to institutionalize him and return him to Zombieland. Given that Hailey and Justin belong to a dubious church that was co-founded by Lou Taylor, the queen of celebrity conservatorships, it is highly probable that Kanye made the decision to sever ties with the Biebers rather than the other way around. However, what is Kanye's opinion of Hailey's recent drama with Selena Gomez? In spite of their complex past, Kanye is said to have no animosity towards Selena and has never publicly criticized her. After Kanye released his contentious music video for the song Famous, which featured a Taylor doll, Selena previously stood up for her friend Taylor Swift. However, Selena was allegedly more upset with Kim Kardashian because it was Kim who leaked an edited recording of Kanye and Taylor's phone conversation, starting the feud between them.
Taylor took to Instagram writing, quote, "Instead of answering those who are asking how I feel about the video footage that was leaked, proving that I was telling the truth the whole time about That call, you know, the one that was illegally recorded that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me, my family, and fans through hell for 4 years?
Selena appeared to disparage Kim on Twitter shortly after Taylor revealed that she had manipulated their recorded phone conversation, writing, "This industry is so disappointing yet the most influential." I'm shaking my head. Despite Kim's attempts to stir things up and accuse Taylor of rekindling an old feud, Kanye and Taylor are said to have reconciled. We all know that Kanye is quick to publicly disparage celebrities, so the fact that he never said anything negative about Selena speaks volumes. He must respect Selena because he never once came for her. Fans are now claiming that Hailey and Justin are untrustworthy and that Kanye would be better off without them as friends. Just another instance of how they start things but are unable to see them through to completion. Kanye sees right through them and is not afraid to call them out on it, a fan wrote in a comment. Kanye has good sense by disliking those two, remarked another admirer. Excellent work. Hailey is shameful and so untrue, but Selena is polite and shows respect for people. However, what are your thoughts on the feud between Hailey and Kanye? Do you believe that Kanye's dragging of Hailey on Instagram went too far? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to watch the next video if you enjoyed this one.